Hey YouTube, how's it going? Sigma Gent here, and I've got another video for you. This young lady says men are jealous of women. So let's go ahead and get right into it.
What is it about men that they always have to come in and like humble us?
Men are jealous of women. It is the root of all of our issues as genders in our society. Men are jealous of women. And from the lens of a man, you could see why that would be the case. The attention that women receive is not attention the majority of men will ever receive in their lives.
Okay, I'm gonna pause her right there. So she says she's using the male lens, or she's looking at things from the male lens. I don't think she is. I really don't think she is, because attention to men is not the same as attention to women, right? She's applying the female perspective to men, assuming that we think the same way about attention as she would, and that's just absolutely not true. Men don't need as much attention as women do. So I think you're false on that one, but let's go ahead and continue.
Now, women are often the targets of hostile, aggressive, and even violent attention. But conversely, most men aren't the subject of attention ever.
I'm going to stop it right there. It is true that women are the subject of violent attention, but it's not more than men, right? Statistically speaking, men are more likely to be the victims of violent assault from other men than women are.
Most of their existences are irrelevant unless they are providing something or serving a purpose. Now, this is not me playing my little violin for men. We all have our crosses to bear, and it is a patriarchal society that has set up the perspectives of the genders in this way. The same society that the majority of men uphold. I think if the majority of men stopped and observed the plights of women due to the patriarchy, they would solve a lot of their own problems in that process. That usually doesn't happen. So again, I'm not playing my tiny violin for anybody. However, the hyperfixation, the hypersexualization of women does cause men to envy us. From the viewpoint of a man, women can date as many people as possible, have much more options. And not only do they have more options than suitors, but a lot of our suitors are willing to provide lifestyles for us.
So she said, from the viewpoint of a man, we see women as having many more suitors, which is absolutely true. Women have more options and more suitors. However, the reason why a man would not be jealous of this is because we understand why it is that you have those options and those suitors. We know that it's not because of your accomplishments or how awesome you are as a person. We know that the reason why you have so many dick options, let's be honest, let's be real. The reason why you have so many options is strictly based on the fact that you are a woman. You didn't work for it, you didn't earn it, you were born with it. So in that regard, there's really nothing for us to be jealous of, because we're not the same as you. Also, as a man, I've never thought to myself, I wish someone else would provide the kind of lifestyle that I want to live. In fact, when I see someone who's got the kind of lifestyle that I want, or maybe they're doing the things that I would want to do, as a man, I instinctively start to problem solve. I start to think about, what can I do in my own personal life to be able to do the things that I see this other person doing, right? It's not a jealousy thing. It's not, oh, I wish someone would provide me with what it is that this other person has. It's, how can I get my life together to be able to provide this for myself? And maybe this is just me speaking as an older man. I'm 42 years old, and maybe you're referring to younger men around your age, because I assume you're in your early 20s. But the thing is, as an older man, as a man, I have never once looked at someone else's lifestyle and thought, oh my God, who is providing that lifestyle, and why is nobody providing that for me? I'm a man. I'll do it myself.
I have several men in my life that are not only envious of the men that I date, but they're envious of the lifestyle that these men provide for me. It's a double-sided envy. Not only do they want to be with beautiful women to receive some kind of social status, to feel validated as men, but they want the attention and the lifestyle that these women are awarded.
Again, I think that's absolutely false. As a man, I've never said to myself, I want that lifestyle that that woman has, that man is providing her. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't register to me as a man. And I don't think most men have ever thought that, right? Again, that's a man providing you a lifestyle. I'm a man. I can attain the same lifestyle that he attains through hard work and through me being a man and me being capable. I never once thought I'm jealous of a woman who's getting a free lifestyle. It doesn't make sense to me as a man.
And again, since there's not a ton of thought on the adversities that women face, the advantages of being a woman, the advantages of being an attractive woman is all that men are really left to observe.
I disagree with that point too. You say men don't put any thought into the adversities that women face. That's a lie. You think the hundreds of women's shelters that exist, that have been erected across America, have been built strictly by women? You think only women have had a hand in providing sanctuary for women who have been displaced, abused by their partners, whatever it is? You honestly believe that all of that has been put in place by women, and men have played no part from a financial standpoint, from a planning standpoint, from a building standpoint? Men just don't put any thought into protecting women. You do realize civilization itself exists to protect women and children? We did this for you. We didn't do this for ourselves, right? So I disagree with that. And considering there are no shelters in place for men, there's nowhere a man can go to feel safe, we absolutely put a lot of thought into the plight of women. And you're just off base with that.
This creates a hatred for women in their hearts. Not only do they resent not being able to have them, but they resent what they have. That's why you'll see so many comments talking about, OnlyFans and girls having sugar daddies and blah, blah, blah. Obviously, if any of these men woke up tomorrow as a woman, they would do the same thing, if not worse.
Okay, that's a ridiculous statement. I'm telling you now as a man, if I were to wake up tomorrow as a woman, the last thing I would think to do would be to engage a man for my own benefit. In fact, I would say far away from men, especially if I woke up as an attractive woman. That's just me, right? I'm not saying women should stay away from men, but what I'm saying is if I myself woke up as a woman, the last thing I would think about is engaging men. The second to last thing I would think about would be exposing myself on the internet for profit. So no, men would not wake up as women and decide to do the exact same thing. We are not the same. We don't have the same thought process. Our wants are different. What it is that we seek out in life is different. So no, I would never. And it's funny because if you ask a woman, and I've had this conversation with many women, and there's video evidence of it online of women having this conversation. If you ask a woman what she would do if she woke up as a man, the instinctive answer is, I'm gonna fuck everything, right? This is what women say. I'm gonna fuck everything. I'm just gonna, and I'm like, listen, yeah, it's not that easy, right? Number one. And number two, it's funny because if a man were posed with the same question, what would you do if you woke up as a woman? It's not to have sex with men. That's not what we're gonna do at all.
And the thing that deters a lot of women from pursuing these paths is because they are so shamed by society where men's voices are the loudest. But it's the catch-22 that we're always presented with, where they want us to put out, but then they judge us for being sluts. It's because they have this conflicting contradiction of emotion that they're constantly wrestling with.
Nonsense. It's not a catch-22. It's not. We put women in different boxes, right? So box A would be, as you put it, the women who put out, and box B would be the more chaste women. And so we have fun with the women in box A, but the women in box B are the ones we commit to and protect and provide for. Just as not everyone can be rich, and you have people who make a lot of money, and then you have those who work the minimum wage jobs and they're the backbone of society. They're both necessary, so don't conflate the two. We're not saying that every woman needs to put out and also be a saint. We know that some women will fit in box A and other women will fit in box B, and that's just the way it is.
Now, I'm envious of men too. I'm envious of the reality they face in several ways, and I can make a separate video about that. But the reason why they always try to put us down whenever we get a little bit of leadway is because they already feel like we have it too good, and they're jealous.
So again, this is absolutely not true. Men are not jealous of women because you guys have it too good. I think because you're young and your viewpoint of the world is so limited, it's been the last 22 years, I'm guessing you're about 22 years old. You have no idea what the world was like before social media, before OnlyFans, your entire perspective of the world is based on women being able to expose themselves on the internet for profit. And I'm telling you now, that does not reflect the majority of men. So no, I totally disagree with what you're saying. And men around my age or older, I don't think they've ever thought, wow, women have it so good that I wish I could have what it is that they have. Because most of us understand that men and women are different. And it's really odd that women can't wrap their head around this idea that we're not the same, right? I think feminism has really tried to hammer it home that we are the same. We can blur the gender lines and there's really no difference between men and women, but honestly, there is, right? I can lift a couch. I don't think you can lift a couch. I don't think you can open a jar of pickles, but hey, maybe you can. I don't know. Maybe you're stronger than I think. All jokes aside, what I'm saying is men and women are different. We're not the same. And so you cannot take how you feel about things and try to apply it to men. Let me know what you think in the comments. Am I off base? Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.